Hey everyone, this is Benjamin here from the African Geek, and you are welcome to this fantastic tutorial inside of Canva. Today what we are going to do is a very interesting design which you see on my screen, a movie poster. And if you're interested in making this with me, stay tuned and I should be right back after the intro. So this tutorial is actually going to be a very simple one, and one thing you need is Canva Pro, because there's some pro features we are going to be using to make this design. So if you're interested in upgrading to Canva Pro, or even if you just want to try Canva Pro for free for 30 days, I have a special link in the description box below that can help you to do that, for if you want to upgrade at a cool price, and if you want to try for free. So yeah, and the other thing I have to say is some elements I'll be using can be found on the elements.theafricangeeks.com, so you can check out the website to see if you would find some of the elements. Don't worry, once we get there I'll just point out some of the elements I think you should search for on the website. So yes, let's dive into Canva and let's get started with today's design. So this is the design we are going to be making inside of Canva, and you can see it's looking very interesting and very dramatic. So the first thing I'm going to do is to click on the plus, and the dimension I'm using is 1080 by 1350. It looks like almost every tutorial this is what I get to go for, and if you're not happy about it, okay, so the first thing we are going to do is to come into photos. Where is photos? Yeah, this photos. Okay, so then we search for crowd, not cloud, crowd. Okay, and there are so many crowdicious images over here, so this is the one I believe I used. I will just position it somewhere here, increase the size like this. Okay, and I just copy it down like that. Okay, then it's looking too flat, you understand, so I click on position and center it first. Then I come into edit image. In edit image, we are going to do a few adjustments to it. The first thing I want you to do is to reduce the brightness of the image. Okay, so mine is at 36 or negative 36. Then with the contrast I'm going to increase it to 33. Saturation also should be increased to 26. With the blurriness you can decrease it to negative 20 or something higher, maybe 17. So you should be able to have something like what you see on my screen once you follow these instructions. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do is to find a gradient shadow or a gradient element, and you can find that on the Elements website. So you just have to go on the elements.theafricangeeks.com. You see a search bar, just search for gradient. It's very easy and very simple. You should see it, download it, upload it, add it to your design. Simple as that. Okay, so I have mine in upload, so I just come to my uploads and I have to scroll and scroll and scroll again to find it. So I just add it over here, and I actually copied it from a previous design I just made. So you can see this my gradient, but what I'm going to do is I would come to the flip and flip vertically. Okay, then I would drop it over here. You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
CV. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, CV is an abbreviation. What's the complete word?
C.
Yeah.
V.
Yeah.
Certificate. You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
Okay, then I position this one over here so you can see how it's looking, a very smooth gradient. Then the next thing we are going to do is to add our images, the head and the two heads, but one is of a lion and one is of a human being. So I would come into my photos again, and I would go into my recently used photos, but as always, you know, I will just get to show you the keywords you can use to find the same images. So with lion you can just search for lion, but just to be able to so I think I saw the lion somewhere here. So this is the lion and this is the man. So with the lion you just have to search for lion side view. Okay, and with the man you also have to search for side view of man in a black suit or suit, anyhow you get to mention it. Then the next thing we are going to do is to remove the background of our images, and this is one of the features which would require Canva Pro. If you do not have Canva Pro, you can check out websites like remove.bg or stickermu.com/trace. Okay, so this website can help you to remove the background of your images for free. Okay, so check it out and remove the background of your images, then re-upload them into Canva. Okay, so this is what I have to say about this. All right, so I will just come here, click on edit image and BG remover just to remove the background of my image. Then I would select this image I have behind, come to adjust, no, not adjust, so come to BG remover and also click on BG remover to remove the background of the image. So in this case, we just have to give it some time. You can see our images have been worked on by Canva. So I click on apply, and yeah, this is what we have at the moment. I'm just afraid to continue because the design is not saved yet. You understand? And it should save before I can. Okay, so I think it's saving. Okay, it's saved now. So I click on the man, come to edit image. In edit image, edit. Okay, I come to adjust, and we are also going to do some few things to it. I reduce the brightness, I increase the contrast, saturation. This is fine. Then we are going to do the same for the lion. Okay, so edit image, adjust, brightness reduce, contrast increase, saturation increase, and I think I'll use the blurriness to make it sharp, and I'll do the same for the man, also make him sharp. So this is what we have at the moment. Let me zoom in. Okay, so I would crop this one this way, come here and flip horizontally. Okay, and I'll position it also this way. So I position it here, increase the size. Okay, and with the man I will also crop it this way so that they are all on the same level. So you see what we have at the moment. So I would click, select, not click. Okay, and let me also crop this one first. So we are just trying to tidy up everything. So I would crop this one also and crop this one also. So select the two of them using the shift key and increase it a little bit. Okay, so you can see what we have at the moment. But I think with this, let me adjust it a little bit more. So I would reduce, increase this, okay, just to make it look very interesting. And I'll do the same for this. Okay, so maybe let me reduce it. Okay, so I think this looks beautiful. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I would come into uploads, but you have to go to the element website again and search for shadow. You would see an element like this. Okay, now when you bring it on Canva, just position them at the cutout part of our image and just duplicate them. Create several copies of it until you can't find the cutout part of the images. So you can see what I'm doing, just to hide it, because in Photoshop I know there's something like the brush tool which can help you to do things like this, but in Canva we do not have that. So elements like these are what helps us to achieve good designs. So yeah, click and so you can see what we have at the moment. It's looking very, very interesting. So the next thing we have to do is to come into element, and in element we just have to search for plastic texture. Okay, and in this case you should see interesting ones like this, but all of these are pro, but I think there should be one on the element website. So just let me know if you find it, but I'm not so sure. That's the thing. Okay, so I position this one here, increase the size, okay, and position it this way. We do not want it to cover the entire page, so let me zoom in so that you can see what I'm doing. You can see I'm not making it cover the entire page, right? Yeah. So what I'm going to do next is I'm coming to go into duotone. All right, and in duotone we should see so many options over there. So these are some of the options, so just click on any of them. So I first of all clicked on it and I click on it again just so that I can get these options. Then I come into highlight, change it to a brown, or you can use the color picker, okay, to pick any of the colors of your image. Okay, so let me just do that. And this is too bright, so I just choose the first brown I used. I come to shadow, okay, and I make it black. Okay, then I click on apply. So the design is not fully saved now, so this is what we are going to be seeing. But once it's saved, everything is going to look good, or it's going to look better. Then I click on apply. So apply, everything should be added. Design is still so okay, so you can see this how it's looking. So what I'm going to do is I click on it, come to transparency and reduce the transparency, okay, so that we can have something like this. Then I duplicate it, position it, where it was. Then I just come to flip horizontally and flip vertically, so that we can have something like this. Then you reduce the transparency more, okay, so that this is how it's going to look like. So I click and I will just center it properly, okay. So this is what we have at the moment. Now the next thing we are going to do is to add our text, but in this case I'll skip the process of adding the text, okay, so because I know it's something you can do. Okay, so I just copied my text and I just added them over here. So the next thing we are just going to do is to come back into element, and this time around search for grunge, okay, grunge texture. So when you do that, you should get a whole lot of grunge textures over here. So I come into photos instead, and I see all of this, so I can choose any of them. So maybe select this one and we'll send it to the front, and let me zoom in. Okay, so I will just increase the size and spread it out, and make sure it doesn't cover the entire page, else it will just replace the background, which we do not want. So I come into edit image, come to adjust again, and over here I'll still reduce the brightness, the contrast, and the blurriness of it, okay. Then come to transparency and reduce the transparency slightly, so that we can have some sort of texture on our entire design. Then the next thing we can do is search for grunge again. So in this case we come to all, okay, and in all you see all of these things, so you can just click and choose any of them. I would rotate them to 90 degrees, position them on my text, so I can use various types over here, so that my text can actually look interesting. You get it? Yeah, so this is what I'm going to be doing. So I duplicate this one, position it here, and maybe position and just place it here. So this is what we have been able to do inside of Canva. We've just been able to recreate everything, and I think it's looking beautiful. In this case, you can add any extra text and anything at all to actually make it pop out more. With most movie posters or movie title, which most movie posters, you would see that there are so many texts around showing the cast, the crew, and all of those things. So you can do that also on yours. But in this case, this is what I wanted to show you, and I hope you enjoyed it. So if you've been able to make it to this part of the video, I just want to say a big thank you to you for sticking around to this point of the video. And if you haven't subscribed already, there's a red button below. I would want you to smash it with all your power. And also, if you're looking for interesting Canva tutorials, look, I have a lot more on my channel, and I think it would be best if you can check them out. The name is Benjamin. Don't forget, you can still upgrade to Canva Pro. The link is down there. And yes, there's no limit to creativity. I should see you in my next tutorial.